tonight, bringing back the booze.
We still have agency. We can still make the choice. We can still say Crown Royal is better than Jack Daniels.
Wabkanu is under pressure to bring back American alcohol in order to help Canada secure a trade deal. Why he thinks it's the wrong time, and the reaction from Winnipeg shoppers. Also tonight, hoping for the best.
This harvest it'll pay the bills, but that's about all it'll do.
How Manitoba farmers are feeling as a challenging growing season comes to a close. And later, turning off the Slurpee taps.
I don't know how we're going to be the Slurpee capital of the world anymore now without all these Slurpee 7-Elevens around.
Reaction as yet another 7-Eleven shuts its doors, this time in Selkirk. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Premier Wabkanu says he's not agreeing to put U.S. booze back on Liquor Mart shelves just yet. Prime Minister Mark Carney asked the provinces to make American liquor available again as the two countries try to finalize a trade deal. CTV's Jeff Keel explains why Canu's calling for a bottle boycott.
American booze is not going back on Manitoba shelves just yet.
Want to see it back on, yeah. I miss my Jack Daniel whiskey.
As Canada and the U.S. may be finalizing a trade deal, Prime Minister Mark Carney is asking provinces to make American alcohol available after Manitoba and other provinces pulled it off the shelves in response to U.S. tariffs.
I wouldn't say that he was begging us, but what is a step before begging?
Premier Wabkanu says he hasn't agreed to at this time. Canu says he needs more details about the potential trade deal, and he is not happy about reports there could still be tariffs on aluminum and steel. But he says if U.S. liquor is up for sale again in Manitoba, he wants the bottles to collect dust.
Leave it there. If we put the booze back on the shelves, don't buy it. Let it sit on the shelf where the Liquor Mart employees will be putting it, and buy the Canadian stuff instead.
You're telling them not to buy it. I don't really know what good that's. You're kind of shooting yourself in the foot with that.
There is a Liquor Mart vendor inside Lockport Grocery. Owner Christopher Fairs says he'd like to sell the wide variety of American booze again.
People have missed these products for a long time. Just having that choice, I think, is a huge thing.
Outside of the Liquor Mart in Osborne Village, some say Manitoba doesn't need the U.S. alcohol.
We got the booze for Canadians only. They should leave the American beer, American stuff off the shelves.
The whole world makes very wonderful alcohol, and the Americans can wait.
Others say restock it.
We had it on the shelves a while ago. They were trying to sell it anyways, so they were doing it anyways. So I think it should just go back on the shelves.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The Premier says American products could return to shelves relatively quickly. Meantime, there's optimism in Selkirk tonight as talks continue over the tentative trade deal.
Some of the things that we're hearing coming out of the States seems to be beneficial to all. I mean, of course, I'm worried about steel. That's number one.
Sources tell CTV News the deal will see the U.S. reduce tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum imported into the U.S. to 25%. That would be welcome news for Selkirk residents who work in the steel industry, but the city's mayor says he's concerned about other industries too.
We have to have a fair deal on the table. Tariffs have to come down. This is a big one. And it's good for both sides of the border. I mean, you know, these customers on the other side of the border with steel and with these other industries, they have to pass that on. The project passes that on. It's more expensive to do it.
Earlier today, Premier Wabkanu said support for workers at places like the steel mill in Selkirk will likely be needed for Manitoba to agree to the terms of the deal. And meantime, in Selkirk, the days of enjoying a Slurpee from Sev came to an end this week. It's only 7-Eleven closed down Wednesday. CTV's Joseph Bernacki caught up with some faithful customers looking for snacks and answers.
The days of sipping 7-Eleven Slurpees in Selkirk have come to an end.
I'm still in shock. I just found out about a day or two ago. I was walking by there yesterday. I went to go get a taquito and I forgot it was closed. They're taking the sign down. Really a big fan of those taquitos.
Selkirk resident Eric Vogan says he came here every day for years. The store was the only location in the city and was here for decades. It closed this week. Vogan isn't the only person lamenting the loss.
We're Slurpee capital of Canada, here in Manitoba, and so very disheartened. I can understand why they're doing it. Theft is a big concern, of course, nowadays, and I do get that.
But Vogan isn't so sure crime was to blame.
I don't think there was the crime. That's what a few people out there have been talking about. It couldn't have been that bad. Most people that go there, they just go there. Most of them are gamers, just going to get some munchies for the night and stuff, right?
That's why I'm just kind of dumbfounded. I thought 7-Eleven in Selkirk was safe.
The store did not have any signs announcing the closure. We have not heard back from 7-Eleven headquarters. Earlier this year, the company announced they are restructuring from a corporate to a franchise model. Selkirk Mayor Larry Johansson is hopeful this will remain a convenience store.
It's a dynamite location, and the store was always busy. I'm really, really hoping that there's going to be some bounce back, not only in Winnipeg, but in other communities in Manitoba also. I'd like to see it continue as a 7-Eleven.
Johansson says 7-Eleven didn't give the city a reason for closing. At least 8 Winnipeg 7-Elevens have closed since 2024.
I don't know how we're going to be the Slurpee capital of the world anymore now without all these Slurpee 7-Elevens around.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Selkirk.
You'll soon have another option for food and drinks at one of Winnipeg's tourist attractions. Parks Canada is looking for someone to open a new concession stand next to the playground at the Forks. Proposals will be judged on the operator's experience, the idea behind the stand, and of course the menu. The deadline for applications is October 5th, but there's a mandatory site visit on September 9th. Head to parks.canada.ca to find out more. A Howden, Manitoba woman is putting a fresh spin on flowers. She's selling them out of a vintage truck.
Thank you.
McGuire Herring is offering her own homegrown selection of florals at farmers markets this summer. It's her first year of hitting the scene, and she wanted to make a big impression with Rivers Garden Co. So her husband came up with the idea of repurposing his 1958 Chevy Apache, and it's certainly getting attention.
Oh, people absolutely love it. I want to say the truck itself is what draws the people in, and then they realize there's flowers on it. So I wish it was the other way around, but because of the truck, I wouldn't be as busy as I am right now. More and more markets are reaching out to me, which is amazing.
Herring says she's moved by the community's response. She hopes to keep revving up the truck's engine and drive to more locations in the future. And here's our first look at tonight's weather. Temperatures tonight will reach a low of 14 degrees as we see a sky mainly clear of the normal clouds, but overnight we will be seeing some fog in the city and the Red River Valley. Tomorrow morning starts off with a mix of sun and cloud and 16 degrees. Stuck in legal limbo. A justice group is alleging Legal Aid Manitoba is underfunded, and because of that, those who need their help are being turned away. Stay with us. Manitoba elections workers are being invited out west to help Alberta with its hotly anticipated referendum. A spokesperson for Elections Alberta says senior electoral management staff have been invited to help out in October. They say the Manitoba members would be supporting the Alberta team during the contentious 60-hour election day and count period. A spokesperson for Elections Manitoba says it's now figuring out if they can answer that call. The referendum vote is set for October 19th. A little more than a week before Winnipeg's civic election on the 28th. A group of lawyers claim practice in Manitoba's free legal system is leaving people in legal limbo.
This crisis of underfunding violates several rights under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
The Canadian Civil Liberties Association says this means people who can't afford a lawyer can still be denied legal aid. So it's filed a notice in Manitoba courts naming both the federal and provincial governments. Shaker Rahim is the association's criminal justice director. He says this system creates a higher risk of wrongful convictions, inadequate bail hearings, and compromised trials, which is in violation of the right to a fair trial, equal protection and benefit of the law, as well as the right to life, liberty, and security. Rahim is calling for a declaration from government saying charter rights are being violated and for changes to Manitoba's regulations.
That decisions on whether to fund or not fund a case must take into consideration charter rights. Presently, that is not the case.
CTV News reached out to the Federal Department of Justice and the province of Manitoba. A provincial spokesperson wouldn't comment, saying the matter is before the courts, and a federal spokesperson says Canada is reviewing the matter. A Somali refugee from Winnipeg has pleaded guilty to smuggling people across the border. 33-year-old Abdi Hassan Ali was handed a 4-year sentence in provincial court Wednesday. Court heard he was nabbed by RCMP twice before while transporting people who had crossed over from the United States. The first was in February of 2024, and again the following December when he was still on bail from the first offense, when the temperature was approximately minus 25 degrees. The judge acknowledged he does not have a criminal record and has a family and strong community support in handing down the sentence. However, she added it's lucky no one died during the crossings. With time served, Ali's sentence mounts to 500 days, and he faces the prospect of being deported. Winnipeg police seized a significant amount of opium this morning on the outskirts of the city. Officers stopped a truck on the Trans-Canada Highway near Headingley, saying they noticed signs of interprovincial drug trafficking, but wouldn't elaborate on what exactly led them to that conclusion. However, it did result in the driver being detained and police searching the vehicle, which allegedly turned up more than 3 kilograms of opium, worth more than $200,000. A 22-year-old man from West St. Paul is charged with possession for the purpose of trafficking. A vacant house next to a Disraeli freeway is being torn down after catching fire and disrupting traffic. Shortly after 6 a.m., fire crews found heavy smoke and flames coming from the house in the first 100 block of Argyle Street. They fought the fire from the outside using an aerial ladder. All but one lane over the northbound Disraeli freeway had to be closed as a result. One firefighter was assessed by paramedics at the scene, and no other injuries were reported. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. The house was also previously damaged by a fire in June. Get your splashing and swimming in now. The city will soon start winding down its outdoor aquatic facilities. Some pools will close at the end of the day September 4th, such as Provenche and Windsor Park. Others, such as Freight House and Kildonan Park, will be open until end of day September 7th. Wading pools will close between this coming Tuesday and September 7th, with at least 4 staying open until the final day. All 30 spray pads will also remain open until that day. And for those with 4-legged friends, the city is hosting a splash day for dogs next Saturday. That's the 29th at Bruce Park Wading Pool. Spots are limited, so you'll want to head to the city's website or call 311 to register. The back half of the CFL season is here, and it's going to be a grind for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, starting in Edmonton Friday night. CTV's Daniel Homerson gets you set for the clash against the Elks.
The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are 5-4 at the midway point of the CFL season after a 33-21 win last week against the Ottawa Redblacks. But the next 4 weeks could make or break the Bombers' campaign as they start a stretch against the CFL's top 3 teams. But head coach Mike O'Shea insists the focus remains on the task at hand.
We'd never look at a stretch of upcoming games. If you overlook your next opponent, you're going to be in trouble.
And rightfully so. The Bombers are in Edmonton Friday night for a showdown against the West Division leading Elks, who bested the Blue and Gold back in June.
Good team, a bunch of good players, good coaching staff. Killer's got them playing hard, and they're all in.
Receiver Nick Dembski, who finished with 6 catches for 79 yards against Ottawa, says the Caleros and Oliveira-led offense is finding its rhythm at the right time.
Our biggest thing on offense, we want to finish the drives with 6 points at the end of every drive, and I think we scored 3 offensive touchdowns last game. So again, we're moving in the right direction.
On the other side of the ball, the defense is looking to snuff out drives quicker, like rookie David Reese did on this play against the Redblacks, his first CFL interception.
Anytime, there's a game-changing play, it helps with the momentum for the whole team. I feel like, getting an interception, giving the ball back to the offense, giving them that, that little extra juice to keep going.
And building momentum is exactly what the Bombers need to do heading into the back half of the CFL season.
Just come out and play our standard of football. I mean, I think that's going to be the biggest thing. Don't let anybody set the tone. We got to set the tones.
Kickoff from Edmonton goes Friday at 8:30 Central, live on TSN. Daniel Homerson, CTV News, Winnipeg.
An actor described as cinema's first female action star will headline Canada's Supporting Women in Film Trades Conference happening this fall.
Go.
Pam Greer is the keynote speaker at the Film Training Manitoba event, which is designed to help women in or wanting to join the trades in the film industry. This year's theme is action, breaking barriers and building careers, with roles ranging from Foxy Brown to Jackie Brown and Kit Porter in The L Word. Greer has to help transform Hollywood's portrayal of women and black performers.
She's such a unique person within the film industry, and how she got involved in the industry and what she's accomplished, and her career spanning essentially 5 decades and continually earning the respect within the film and television community. I think it says a lot about her.
The SWIFT conference takes place on Saturday, October 24th at the University of Manitoba. It's open to any women identifying, and non-binary individuals interested in the film industry. Registration is through the Film Training Manitoba website. Coming up, bogging down growing season. A wet spring made things tougher on farmers. We'll show you how harvest is shaping up. Plus, cloudy and breezy. We'll show you when the sun will come out. Still to come in your complete Skywatch forecast. Tonight's Skywatch pick is actually from yesterday night. Thanks to David for showing us this shot of Royal Lake in Ontario. You can send your weather photos to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca. Well, those weather photos over the next couple of days might be a little rainy, so make sure if you are using your camera or phone, you're keeping it dry when you snap those photos. We are going to be seeing some scattered showers, including here in Winnipeg. We're going to watch this system here further north tomorrow morning, bring with it a chance of some scattered showers. At the same time, though, folks, in a little later in the afternoon in places like Brandon, we'll start to see some rain falling. That will include us here in Winnipeg, potentially, actually, in the later part of the afternoon before it zips right out of Canada. However, further north, you folks are still going to be seeing some showers overnight into Saturday. That could affect places including Churchill and Lynn Lake. Thompson will keep an eye on that one. Things will clear out for most of the province starting about midday Saturday, and that's when, if I were you, I would enjoy that sunshine if you can, because there is potentially more rain on the way, including here in Winnipeg. We are seeing tonight a potential, as mentioned, for that rain, including places like Island Lake and Churchill. A lower risk of a thunderstorm, though. Tomorrow in Gillam, temperatures will reach a high of 18 degrees. Warmer in the Pond Flin Flon with a high of 22 expected. It'll be mostly cloudy. However, Norway House will see a temperature of 21 degrees for your high. And I think a moment ago I said Lynn Lake instead of Island Lake. Lynn Lake, sorry folks. Tomorrow it will be mostly cloudy with a high of 19 degrees. You're not expecting that rain. We are seeing, though, a foggy night across the south, actually closer to the border, including here in Winnipeg and Brandon overnight. Temperatures tonight in Brandon reach a low of 10 degrees with a high of 24. Mainly sunny, though, throughout this whole southwest region. Here in Winnipeg, temperatures will reach its coolest of 14 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, there's a chance of a thunderstorm in Barons River. Here in Winnipeg, though, it'll be more likely showers with a high of 25, and that could happen a little later in the afternoon. Kenora tonight, you will reach a low of 13 degrees with that fog in the region, with 24 degrees as your expected high, and cloudy in Kenora tomorrow. And as mentioned, enjoy that sunshine this weekend, because we could be seeing some showers to start off next week. Harvest is underway in parts of the province, but water damage will make this year's yield much more challenging.
from the stuff that was underwater that receded in time for it to maybe produce something. We really don't know the quality of what it's going to be until we're harvesting it.
Tina and Jean-Paul Lavalley's wheat fields in Clandeboye were decimated by heavy rain and flooding earlier this summer. The couple says half of its 3,000-acre property is damaged, and they're not alone. Keystone agricultural producers say other parts of the province weren't hit as hard as the Interlake. Its president is optimistic over some of the yield potentials in central and eastern Manitoba. Young Canadian baseball players are in the Maritimes this week vying for a championship title. Why the national event is just a warm-up for Moncton next. The best young female baseball talent in the country is in Moncton this week for nationals. The championship serves as a chance to showcase both growing talent in girls baseball and the city's ability to host top-tier sporting events. CTV's Josh Smith takes us to the ballgame.
Moncton is stepping up to the plate, and the competition is already heating up here at the Under-16 National Baseball Championship. Organizers say this is a warm-up before hosting the Canada Games in 2029.
Between the City of Moncton and Moncton Mountain Baseball, we decided to do a tune-up event, which actually turned into a 2-year event because we'll be hosting this event again next year in 2027 as well.
Teams from coast to coast will look to capture gold on Sunday.
There's 10 teams here, one from each province, and each team consists of approximately 15 to 17 players plus 3 or 4 coaches per team.
Team New Brunswick begins its tournament here tonight. Before taking the field, players took an opportunity to size up the competition this morning.
They can kind of get a glimpse of the top of the game and the skill set that some of the girls possess, and our girls too have some, have quite a good skill set, but it really shows them where they can be and how girls baseball has grown and really has become a very competitive game.
But the championship is about more than winning. Players say it's another opportunity to show that girls belong in baseball.
Starting off, there was not very many girls in general, and competition started low, and it's grown a lot since the years that I've been playing, and I know that it's going to continue to get bigger.
For this local player, the journey began in Capillet, the hometown of the late Major League pitcher and New Brunswick legend Riel Cormier.
But the one thing I do like about baseball, I feel a lot of sports I've played, it's easy to master. This one, there's always something to think about.
Coaches and managers are seeing a bright future for girls in baseball.
And seeing a level of baseball that's really, really professional, really well executed. Expectations are high in a good way for the competition.
The semifinals are on Sunday at 11 a.m., followed by the bronze medal game at 3 and the national championship game at 6. Josh Smith, CTV News, Moncton.
Bidders will be lining up to own a piece of Toronto World Cup history. There are 50 of these beaver sculptures about to go up for auction. They were stationed around Old Town Toronto during the FIFA World Cup. Each one is hand-painted by a local artist and represents a team that competed. Proceeds will benefit a couple of Toronto area charities. Bidding is open until August 24th. Coming up, one lucky pup. He's safe and sound after falling from a cliff. We'll show you how he was rescued, and we'll break down tomorrow's forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
Tomorrow in Winnipeg, we can expect to see potentially some showers. For sure, a mix of sun and cloud will start the day off, but by the time the afternoon rolls around, we could see a storm cloud roll in with a risk of a thunderstorm lasting throughout not just the afternoon, but evening as well. A bit of a warmer day with temperatures reaching a high of 25. With that humidity, though, it could potentially feel more like 28. This dog has quite a story to tell after falling from a cliff in Nova Scotia. Reese survived a major fall from a cliff in Blomidon Provincial Park in the Annapolis Valley. Rescue crews located him using drones. They say Reese fell 21 meters. Firefighters used ropes to raise him back up. The entire rescue took about 5 hours, but Reese is now back home and safe with his family. That's it for us. Thank you for watching, and good night.